Hi. Okay, this is a difficult video, and one of the first things I'd like to say is, although I've been through depression myself, I don't presume to know all the answers. So I'd like just to make a little intro about the video before I start with the video. One thing we have to realize that certain forms of depression is completely medical, and we need psychiatric treatment for it. And we cannot tell people to feel better or just to pick themselves up and continue with life, because it doesn't work like that. The mind is as much as an organ as the pancreas, and as much as you can have diabetes, you can also have depression. So this is one thing we have to realize when dealing with depression. And I'm talking about clinical depression mostly here in my video. That being said, this video is about how to beat depression. And before I talk about the cards I drew, you have to realize that there are things you can do to beat depression, and that no amount of medication is going to help you if you not find the strength to face your fears and your sorrows. I also made a video about pain and suffering, or pain and sorrow. You can watch that as well. I think it will help. So the two cards I got for this question was the Lovers card and the Five of Cups, two juxtaposing cards. And the more I looked at it, the more I came to only one conclusion: being in love with being sad. That's one of the major impressions I got from the card, and we all know that this is true. We cherish and nurture our sorrows, and because we think this is the only way we can honor certain losses. And though it might be true to an extent, it's actually very destructive. There are many ways you can honor people you've lost, or things you've lost in life, without being in love with pain. And this is what holds us back: being in love with pain. Now, in the one picture, the Lovers card, the people are naked, and this is a sign of innocence, being open. And whereas to the man in the Five of Cups, you find that the man in the Five of Cups is clothed in a very thick cloak. So what does it mean when we're dressed and not dressed in the tarot? I've thought about this, and I think it can have to do with confidence. Not confidence in yourself so much as feeling safe to move about. I think being naked is one meaning, is feeling safe to do things. So maybe when you're very depressed, you don't feel comfortable with moving on, or you don't feel safe with trying again or getting hurt again. But what we have to bear in mind, the Five of Cups is upright. and those 3 cups have fallen over. The man has his back on 2 upright cups. We have to be very careful that when we lose something in life or when we're sad, that we don't neglect the things that really are capable of bringing us pleasure and joy. Because when we fall in love with sorrow, you're so in love with that feeling of pain, and perhaps you don't even know it. Perhaps you do, perhaps you don't. And yes, it's a normal process. Don't feel bad about it. And you need to know that it's going to take time to work through. But know that there are people to help, that can help. And medication that, or either medication or psychological treatment, or sometimes, and I say sometimes, just talking to friends and people you can trust, that you can share your sorrows with. And I know, like I said in the beginning of the video, depression isn't always that simple. Sometimes it's completely a medical condition. But still, if it is completely a medical condition, don't spend time alone. In the Lover's card, there are 2 people, and they look to a very large extent happy. But when you isolate yourself from your friends and people you care about, or stop doing the things that bring joy to you, this can make any kind of depression even worse. So how to beat depression? Stay active and find people and places that makes you feel safe and happy, and where you feel you can kick off your shoes and relax. Occupy your mind, and this is actually very good medical advice, what I'm about to say now. Do things that you can see the product of your hands. If you can do something that you create or you work on, and if you finished it, you can say, wow, this is very therapeutic. And like I said, not isolating yourself. If you're depressed, isolating yourself, it's going to extend the period of stabilizing or recovering from depression. Okay, I'm not going to make this video very long. My email address is in the credits. If you have comments and questions, please leave them in the comment section or email me. I myself, like I say, have been through depression, and I know how to deal with it. I'm healthy, I'm functional, and one thing you're going to have to know is that it's going to take time, and you'll have to be patient and cooperative if you want to heal from depression. Read books, read online. I couldn't even hope to cover all the advice that there is in depression, but be careful never to fall in love with your pain, or at least to stay stuck in that phase, because some people stayed stuck in that phase for years. And that's what I think, that is the main reason for anybody to fail in recovering from depression. Okay, that's it from me. Cheers.